is the first of two men's singles in this evening's session. It's Kodai Naraoka of Japan up against the beaten finalist from 3 years ago, Jonatan Christie of Indonesia. Well, as far as the men's singles draw was concerned, we only started with 6 seeds. We were down to 3 seeds by the second round, none in the bottom half of the draw. So 3 seeds at quarterfinal stage, 7 different nationalities, because as you can see, 2 players from Denmark. Now the bottom half of the draw has been completed, both of those quarterfinals going the full distance. Lee Check-Yu from Hong Kong, China coming through in 1 hour and 5 minutes, and Rasmus Gemke coming through in 1 hour and 15 minutes. So we will see the other 2 quarterfinals on our show court. Coming up first, though, is Naraoka, who was in the semi-final last week in the Denmark Open up against a former finalist, Jonatan Christie, who of course is the reigning Asian Games gold medalist. So the players make their way onto court. Jonatan Christie making his 5th appearance here at the French Open. His opponent, Naraoka, making his 1st. Well, this will be a 3rd meeting between these 2 players, and of the previous 2, honours are shared. But the last time they played was in the 2nd round of the Singapore 500 event this summer. It was 3 games, as you can see, 1 hour and 4 minutes before Naraoka went through to the final.
You receive. Good luck.
So Naraoka won the toss of the coin, has chosen the ends, and Jonatan Christie said he wanted to receive. Well, when he reached the final here 3 years ago, he lost out to Chen Long in the final. Chen Long, a 4-time winner of this event, and I suspect that Chen Long has actually retired, but it hasn't been announced yet. We haven't seen him play since the final of the Olympic Games in Tokyo last year. So Kodai Naraoka is 21 years of age, from Omori in North Honshu, 173. He's 5'8". He's actually gone up this week on Tuesday to a career high 20. Went up 4 places. That was a big jump for him, up to number 20 on the world ranking. And as far as he's concerned, well, he beat Brian Yang in the 1st round, the Canadian, and then Rustavito. Nice to see Rustavito back after his injury problems. Needed 3 games and was 8-13 down in the 3rd game. Had to save a match point before beating Rustavito. Jonatan Christie is 25 years of age. He turned 25 last month, born in the Indonesian capital of Jakarta. That equates to 5'10". He has been as high as 4th, though. That was back in 2019, 4 consecutive weeks at number 4 in the world. Well, for a 2nd week running, he had to play against Vittinghus in the 1st round, beat him here in Paris in 2 straight games, then played against Ng Ka Long and won in just under the hour mark, 21-13 in the deciding game. Well, our court officials for this one, Daniel Wolf from Austria, and Alaro from Greece is the service judge. I think she was the service judge in the last match too, wasn't she? So a quick glimpse there of Yosuke Nakanishi.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Kodai Naraoka, Japan. And on my left, Jonatan Christie, Indonesia. Kodai Naraoka to serve. Love all. Play.
So it will be the unseeded Kodai Naraoka to get this quarterfinal underway. Naraoka has really made an impact on the world stage this year.
Service
Been
over.
in 3 finals, one recently
love.
at the Vietnam Super 100 event. But he reached the final of 3 HSBC BWF World Tour events, the Malaysian Masters 300, Chinese Taipei 300 event. And perhaps his biggest result was that one I was mentioning when he beat his opponent of today en route
challenges
to the final in Singapore. So a very early challenge from Naraoka. Yeah, good challenge too.
Correction in. Service over. 1-all. Play.
Nice. Oh, Jonatan Christie.
Service over.
A very strong mover
2,
around the court.
1.
Beautiful, fluent movement. Powerful athlete. But let me tell you that Naraoka is a very fast player on court. He gets an awful lot back. Great retriever.
2, 1.
That's well left.
3, 1.
Oh,
Service
he must have
over.
taken his eye off the shuttle.
2,
Completely
3.
missed it. Well, it was quite a
3,
surprise when
all.
I was researching this match earlier today that only one player from Japan has ever won the men's singles here since 2007 and the inception of the Super Series and now World Tour. And that, of course, was last year, Kanta Tsuneyama. One of the few tournaments that Kento Momota has never won.
4, 3.
And in fact, not even been in the final. The only players in the final of the men's singles from Japan, Kenichi Tago was in 2 finals, 2011 and 13. And then Kento Nishimoto, who won the Japan 750 event. He reached the final 5 years ago as a qualifier. Missed it.
Service over. 4-all.
Oh, my goodness me. Well, Naraoka did awfully well to get that back.
5.
But Jonatan Christie was standing there, ready to make the kill. That's amazing. Yeah, we'll see better from this angle. Look at that. Naraoka gets back the neck cord. Oh, yes. Look at that beautiful balance and poise from this man, Jonatan Christie,
4.
as he played his net shot. Look at that. Absolutely on balance. Longest rally so far.
Kodai. He's ready. Be quicker between the rallies, okay?
Yeah. He does have a tendency to take his time in between points, Naraoka.
Service over. 5, 6. Service over. 7, 5. Eight, 5.
At the moment, Naraoka is doing nothing really to hurt Jonatan Christie. The question is, does Jonatan Christie have the stamina to keep this sort of control of the match?
Service over.
Record this time from Naraoka.
6, 8.
Pushed it long, and this is typical Naraoka style of play.
7, 8.
It's been reactive, chasing down every shuttle. And if opponents don't have the patience to stick to their game plan, that's how he quite often wins through. Because errors start occurring, because opponents get a little bit frustrated that what they think should be their winning shots keep coming back.
Service over. 9, 7. It's okay. Play on. Hold on.
rally is getting longer.
Play.
Oh, beautiful net shot. Look how he's moving, Naraoka. Oh, that is just wonderful from Jonatan Christie. He moved his opponent from corner to corner. Every inch of the court was explored, and he bided his time. That's the patient play that I was referring to. If he can keep his patience and keep working his opponents, opportunities will come for Jonatan Christie to finish off the rally.
Service over. 8-10.
Yeah, thought about leaving that Naraoka at the back of the
Service
court.
over.
Well, that was a
11-8.
tired-looking shot
Interval.
from Naraoka. Of course, he did have a marathon match yesterday against Rustavito, an hour and 21 minutes. Well, there's an excellent start by Jonatan Christie. 3-point advantage at the mid-game interval here in the opening game.
Tarik lagi, tarik. Netnya kalau bisa agak panjang dikit supaya dia nggak bisa sempit. Nah, kalau kamu mau gitu, sempit dikit aja supaya dia nggak bisa sentuh balik. Tapi kalau udah buka, kamu bisa turunnya biasa aja. Nah, jadi kamu lebih siap aja. Jadi udah benar tengah belakang, ada variasi kencang. Jadi ada variasi kencang. Ya, melurus.
20 seconds. Coach, return to your chair. Jonatan? Play.
Well, Kodai Naraoka just stretching his calf muscles before play resumes. I wonder if that match against Rustavito really has taken its physical toll. That's perfection. Lovely shot.
12-8. Service over. 9-12. And 12.
Well, he always looks tired, but he always manages to still keep going during the rallies, Naraoka. Does take long in between rallies, though. Umpire's already warned him once.
Service over. 13-12. 10. Change.
Approximately 30 seconds in between rallies. That's gone wrong.
14. 10.
Oh, that's quick forward. Nicely played by Jonatan Christie.
15. 10. Just towel.
Now, when they played in Singapore, Singapore is notorious for a drifty stadium. And Jonatan Christie won the opening game very convincingly. 21-7.
15. 10. Play.
I don't think there's going to be... There is a bit of a drift here, but it's nothing like the drift in some big arenas. I don't think Christie will get affected in the same way as he did in Singapore. Yeah, nicely done. That's one of the first rallies that Kodai Naraoka has actually taken command.
11. 15.
And played the attacking game in that rally.
Service over. 16. 11.
Oh, that's quick. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Naraoka trying a bit of a Victor Axelsen behind the back backhand there.
17. 11.
Well, that is super fast from Christie. Going forward to make the net kill. Oh, yes, now I saw that as wide.
Challenges.
Definitely worth a challenge.
In.
Second time we've had a challenge on that sideline. Naraoka challenged and was proved right. And Jonatan Christie has been proved right as well.
Correction out. (18) 11. Play.
Once, yeah. Amazing men's singles coach.
Service over. 12-18. Yes.
Feather broke. We could see the feather just fluttering down to the court after the rally. Good net shot. Yeah, good angle.
13-18.
So quick on that attacking shot, Christie. Just watch him here. Look where he takes this defensive shot. It really wasn't good enough on the attack from Naraoka into the hitting zone of Christie. And 2 points away from the opening game now.
Service over. 14-19.
Interesting, Christie really trying to work Naraoka. Normally, Naraoka's tactics. Yeah, and look at the body language of Kodai Naraoka. Bent double after the rally. So after 22 minutes, it's game point opportunities to Jonatan Christie.
20, game point, 14.
Opening game, 21-14 to the former finalist, Jonatan Christie.
Jonatan Christie, 21-14.
Umpire confirming that scoreline. 23 minutes, and the Indonesian one game to the goods.
高いのはいい、あれはいいと思う。でプラス一回ストレートのね、このまっすぐのちょっと低めの惜しい子欲しい。バックハンド。それでちょっとチャンス作って。長いラリーで我慢して相手のミスさせるのが一番いいけど、やっぱこっちもさ息上がるじゃん。でそこから我慢してでうまくセンター使ってちょっと動きをね、動き回るよりかはスキルの勝負、前のヘアピン勝負。スキルの勝負を取り入れながらね。ロブの場面は高いロブで一回示して、こうやってさ体力をうまく使ってる、でさっき言ったようにクロスのカウンターね、前出してクロスの球に対してカウンター狙ってこっちもそう前出してクロスのカウンター弾き早い分さカウンター取れれば、ね、単発で終わらせれるそこね、ここもそうセンターを使って温存する場面とドライブ使ってもいいし、 あとは大きくラリーする場合もあるし、うまくね、体力をうまく使いながら、ね、ちょっと飛ぶ跳ねもいいかもしれない、飛ぶ跳ねでやってもいいかもしれない。バックアウト考えられるし、飛ぶ跳ねも速い跳ね、古い跳ねでやるんじゃなくて、ね、どんどん跳ね返ってさ、新しい跳ねでいいから、そういうね。さあ、頑張ろう。
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Get ready, Jonathan. Second game. Love all. Play.
Well, I have to say, the number 8 seed, Jonatan Christie, looked incredibly poised and in control of that opening game. Moving well, looked full of confidence, looked as he believed every rally that he was going to win the game. The question is, can he maintain that? Oh, my goodness. Late decision there from Christie.
Time is over. 1-all.
He's going to leave it. Suddenly decides to play it, by which time it was far too late.
Two, one.
Wow.
Service over.
That's what you call outmanoeuvring your opponent.
2-all.
Naraoka in trouble, having to scamper the full diagonal of the court from the deep backhand corner to the forehand net, and then was out of position. No hope of getting the smash from Christie.
Three, two.
Cheeky little backhand cross-court net shot from Naraoka.
3-all.
Definitely taking more control of these early rallies in this second game. Naraoka dictating the pace, which he wasn't really doing in the opening game. Much was reactive rather than proactive the whole way through game number one. Wow, look at that defence.
4-3. Five, three.
were left.
6-3.
Well, has Christie just gone off the boil?
7-3. Play on, it's okay.
5 straight points for Naraoka. Just right.
8-3.
For Jonatan Christie in his match yesterday against Long from Hong Kong, China, won the opening game and lost the second game to 8. I suspect he may have let that go, having been too far adrift. I wonder if he'll do the same thing here. Still worth fighting at the moment. Good drop shot. No, it's missed him.
9-3.
Got the net cord on that drop shot. 7 straight points for Naraoka. This is extraordinary.
Thank you.
What on earth has happened to him?
On court.
8 straight points to this man.
10-3. Fault. Touch the net.
Oh,
Service over.
told he touched the nets.
4-10.
I wouldn't mind seeing that again. Here we go. Nowhere near. Well, umpires only had a split second to make the decision, but I didn't see that him being anywhere near the net.
Five, 10. Jonathan. Service over.
A simple unforced error from Jonatan Christie. And it means that Kodai Naraoka has a 6-point advantage here at the mid-game interval of the second game.
ただ横のアウトだけしないでしょ。ね、触らしていいから。こっちがスマッシュって頑張ってるのに横のアウトしたら相手気持ちもさ前向きになっちゃうしさ、 触らせてレシーブさせた方がいい、させた方がいい、ね、だから腰がりすぎずに、ねね、ペース上げるんだけど、ね、ボディ使ってもいいし、ね、特に後ろからだったらさ、ボディもいい、ボディもいい、このフォアボディ、ね、今ネットいいからね、もう勝負、勝負、勝負、早めの勝負。
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Coach, return to your chair. Jonathan, put the towel inside. Eleven, 5.
Well, Jonatan Christie has certainly got to cut out some of the unforced errors if he wants to win this in 2 straight games. But I like the fact that Naraoka has taken more initiative now. You see now that
12.
I put down
5.
as an unforced error. Yeah, brilliant.
13, 5.
Yeah, he could have played it. He thought it was going to go long, but it was clearly in. I think we're almost at the stage where Jonatan Christie has got to question whether it's worth fighting for this second game, whether to save his energy for the decider. Not quite there
Service
yet.
over. 6, 13. Okay, change. Thank you. Wait. 6, 13.
Oh, my goodness, that's well long.
7, 13.
Missed it.
Service over. 14, 7. It's okay. Yes.
And I so often see this with Christie. Seems to be in control in a match. And then when he's just slightly tired, and he's still got plenty of running in him, but he starts going for the lines. He starts not giving himself margin for error. And that's when, of course, the errors are made. That's a lovely shot. Lovely.
Service over. 8, 14.
Oh, my goodness, that's a big miss. Yeah, he
9,
knows it.
14.
Couple more points here from Christie, and he'll start believing again.
No, play on, play on. Kodai, court is okay. Play on, it's fine.
The umpire aware of Kodai Naraoka
10, 14.
trying to take as much time as possible in between points. last 6 points.
Serve is over.
That was a very important point
15.
as far as Naraoka was concerned.
Can you show him, please? Yeah, over here. Back on court. Change the shuttle. Go back. Fifteen, 10.
Just long. Left was short from the Japanese player.
11,
And it got
16.
what it deserved from
Change.
Jonatan Christie. Left is wide.
Service over. 17, 11.
Naraoka getting to the net first in so many of these rallies, able to play the tight spinning net shot. And that's causing Jonatan Christie a whole lot of trouble. Lifting out as he can't control the tumble.
Service over. 12, 17. Yeah, wipe the court, please. Can you show him where? Thank you.
Well, he's looking a little concerned, isn't he, the Indonesian coach?
12, 17.
It's not impossible from here. Only 5 points adrift, but time is running out to close that gap down. Nice block. Lovely block. Yeah. Tight spinning net shot again from Naraoka, forcing the lift. This is turning into a marathon rally. Christie again lifting from the net. And again. When did we last take control of the front court area? Got to be the longest rally of the match so far, surely. Important point now. That took its toll physically on both players. Easily the longest rally of the match. I wouldn't be surprised. That was perhaps
Line judge.
more than
Line judge.
twice as many as
The
the
middle.
previous longest
check
rally.
Jonathan.
And the longest rally prior to that was
Dots next to
33
the center
shots.
line. Yeah. On court.
Yeah, 68.
Yes.
It was indeed more than twice as many.
Thank you.
Well, who did that affect more? Psychologically, it would have hurt Jonatan Christie. But what about physically? Brilliant.
Service over. Yes. 13-18. Kodai, stay on court. Oh, good. Well done. Thirteen, 18.
Nice.
Service over. 19-13.
2 points away from the second game. Naraoka. Yeah. Didn't leave his feet, Christie.
20.
And
Game
it's 7
point.
game
13.
point opportunities for Naraoka to level this quarterfinal at 1 game apiece.
Service over. 14-20.
One game all.
Second game won
21-14
by Kodai Naraoka.
Symmetry.
21-14. 1 game all.
in the scorelines. Both games won and lost to 14. And it is 1 game all. Everything to play for in the deciding game.
Set ketiga ini kamu memang harus jangan kalah di temponya. Ya. Jadi dari tengah belakang mau nyerang terus nih. Nggak apa-apa, kamu panjangin. Ya, tapi ada kesempatan kamu emang harus serang balik. Tapi bukan nafsu ya. Nah, smashnya nggak mati, kamu tarik lagi dia. Tapi temponya nggak boleh lambat. Pasti nggak apa-apa. Jadi kamu defense-nya yang penting jangan takut gitu ya. kasih habis cepetin, tapi depannya kamu harus lebih cepat temponya supaya kamu jangan dikit-dikit umpan banget gitu ya, kontrolnya tapi tetap nyerang gitu, oke? Ya, jadi harus lebih berani lagi tuh dari tengah belakang, bacoknya lompat smashnya juga harus dikeluarin, jangan kamu pelan-pelan semua, ngerti ya? Jadi ada satu untuk kencang supaya dia jaganya ke belakang, ya harus kuat. Ada fisik kamu kuat, ya. Udah latihannya capek-capek ini dibuat, oke? Bisa ya, Jo? Come on.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Change. Final game. Love all. Play.
So the question is, what is the physical state of these two men? Jonatan Christie looked a little jaded in the early stages of that second game. He was making too many unforced errors.
Service over. 1 love.
What a block. Well,
2
I
love.
think he knew the strings of his racket had gone. That's why he tried to give the net shot extra height here. Strings gone? Yes, had already gone.
Jonatan asked me earlier. 2 love.
Yeah. Controlled the net in that rally. Christie, he was the one that got there first to the net
3 love.
and able to play the tight spinning net shot, forcing Naraoka to lift. And then the opportunity, of course, for Christie to play the winner.
Thank you. Service over. 1-3.
Yeah,
Service over.
good follow-up,
4-1.
just in case it came back, and indeed it did come back. Look where he's hitting that from. Barely half court, though. The lift from Naraoka, woefully short. Well, this is a
5-1.
very good start to this deciding game from Christie.
Service over. 2-5.
Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful backhand there from Naraoka.
5.
Look at that. Very little movement of the racket head, just guiding it down across court. Very acute angle. Beautiful.
Service over. 6-3. Yes.
Again, look where he's
Right, the court.
smashing from his feet. Not even at the doubles service line. Where the player who's hitting the overhead, where his feet are, is always a good indication of how
Back on court.
the lift or the clear has been.
Thank you.
One simply wasn't far enough to the back of the court from Naraoka.
6-3.
Just wide.
Service
Oh,
over.
that's good attacking play in that rally from this man.
4-6. Change.
1, 2. One down the forehand side of Christie, the second one down the backhand side.
Service over. 7-4.
That's a great lift. Missed it.
Service over. 5-7. It's okay. Play on. Kodai. Play on. Six, 7.
Yeah, the mistakes are coming
7
again
all.
from Jonatan Christie.
Change.
Well, could hardly walk any slower to get the new shuttle, Naraoka.
Use your shoe. Use your shoe. Thank you. 7 all.
So back level. Having been 4 points adrift at one stage in this deciding game. Nice.
Service over. 8-7. A bit more there, line judge. A bit more there. Kodai, can you check? Thank you. Eight, 7. Use your shoe. Thank you. Play.
Just over the hour mark now for this match. Oh dear, that's a careless,
Service
unforced
over.
error.
8-all.
Oh, challenging
Jonatan
that.
Christie challenges, called in. Wipe the court, please. Correction out.
Yeah, good challenge from Jonatan Christie.
Thank you, line judges.
Well, we've had 3 challenges in the match so far, and the player has been proved right on all 3 occasions.
9-8. Play.
Good defense from Naraoka. This is turning into a very important rally. Another long, long rally. Oh, that's good play from Naraoka.
Service over. 9-all. Okay. Shall I call the doctor for you? Okay.
Oh,
Call the doctor.
what's the problem with Christie? The doctor is being called. Julie Carroll, the tournament referee from New Zealand, comes on to find out what the problem is.
Wipe the courts, please.
think he's saying that he's hurt his ankle. Now, I didn't see any occasion where he went over on it. Just because I didn't spot it doesn't mean it didn't happen. Take him some time to get his shoe back on and his shoelace is done up properly. And this is quite a long break.
Awkward. Nine all. Play.
Well, I think physically Naraoka looks the better of the two. Six of the last 8 points to Naraoka. Yeah.
11-9.
Indeed, it is the Japanese player. Japanese youngster, the 21-year-old Kodai Naraoka, who has the advantage at the change of ends here in the deciding game.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Coaches, return to your chairs. Now.
Well, I'm convinced it's
Jonatan,
a fitness issue with Jonatan Christie.
Kodai.
After these mistakes.
Kodai. Eleven, 9. Play.
Very important for Jonatan Christie. Win a couple of quick points here. Because I think he's looking more tired of the two. And that lands in.
12-9.
Misjudgments. And there's now 9 of the last 11 points.
Okay. Don't squeeze
to
the
Naraoka.
Jonatan. Don't squeeze the shuttle, okay?
sums up Jonatan Christie at the moment. And it's so inexplicable in a way. You know, he started the match so well. How can you lose that much confidence? It's got to be a fitness issue, hasn't it? Gets slightly tired, starts going for more and more lines, thinks he's got to win the rally outright instead of building the rally.
Service over.
Well, that had been 6
10,
straight points
14.
to Naraoka. And he's deserved the lead, no question. Yeah, that's what he was doing in the opening game, commanding
11,
the rallies.
14. Thank you.
Moving quicker now, Christie. Oh, yes, what a rally! That's how we know he can play. Oh, he hasn't been doing that for the last 1.5 games.
Jonatan, stay here. Thank you. On court. Well, 14.
Two points in it.
Service over.
Oh, you've got to give credit to this man,
15,
hasn't he?
12.
He's done what's necessary today. Worn down his opponent with his retrieving capabilities.
Perfect. 13, 15. Jonatan. Squeeze the shuttle. Yeah. No, just don't squeeze it. Okay? Yeah. Play.
Well, if the umpire feels that a player is time wasting, they ought to give more than a verbal warning, because he's had a verbal warning already. Needs a yellow card if that's what the umpire thinks is time wasting.
Service over.
Or interfering with the shuttle, I think he was complaining
16,
about.
13.
Good lift. This is... I was just about to say, this is a very important rally. And Jonatan Christie, I think, is getting cramped.
17, 13.
Or was it his ankle?
You okay?
But he didn't move for that at all. Absolutely stranded.
Come here. Jonathan, shall I call the doctor? Shall I call? You can't get the spray once more. Only once per game. Yes.
Well, players should
Once
carry
per
their
game.
own spray then.
You have to play on. Jonathan. Jonatan Christie, warning for misconduct, delay.
He's on thin ice here.
Jonathan,
If he doesn't
you
return
have
to
to
court,
play on now, retire.
yeah, he's got the yellow card. Now, Jonatan Christie needs to decide whether he's fit to play on or not.
I think he's considering retirement.
So is it his Achilles, actually? It's Achilles is quite worrying. He asked for spray, it was actually on the ankle. Doctor isn't allowed to treat the player. I think it's a rule that perhaps needs reviewing. He's going to retire. Yeah, he can't play on.
Retiring. He is retiring. Jonatan Christie retired. Match won by
that's a
Kodai
pity.
Naraoka. 14-21, 21-14, 17-13.
Well, I didn't see when that injury occurred. He certainly did not move for the last drop shot at all. And what it means is that for a second consecutive week, at a second consecutive Super 750 tournament, Kodai Naraoka is through to the semi-final. A very disappointing way for that match to end.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Let's
Thank you.
spare us all. What on earth has happened to Jonatan Christie? One moment he seemed perfectly fine. Next moment he couldn't move at all. So there is confirmation of the score. 14-21, 21-14, 17-13 in the deciding game when Jonatan Christie retired. A match lasting an hour and 18 minutes. And it's never nice to see a player injured. Let's have a closer look at Jonatan Christie's movement here. Look, he doesn't actually move. He sort of raised his right foot as if it was giving him trouble. And then deceived by the drop shot. And had to retire. That's desperately disappointing. Well, being taken off in a wheelchair. Well, let's all wish him well. Hope to see him back on court very shortly. Well, I've got a wheelchair that hasn't got 4 wheels. Well, that is a disappointing way for that match to end. Oh my goodness. He's come out of the wheelchair. And the medic has dropped poor old Jonatan Christie on the floor. Oh, that's terrible. Well, I wish him well.
Hold. Hold. Wipe the court. Service over.
Well, welcome back to Stade Pierre de Coubertin in the French capital of Paris. Quarterfinals day here at the YONEX French Open. The fourth and final Super 750 event on the HSBC BWF World Tour. Of course, we were hoping to have 5 Super 750 events. We were scheduled to have 5 Super